Over the course of 3 days in July, Free People worked on 3 very large-scale events for the same client. This project was certainly one of the largest events that Halifax has seen. It really gave Free People the opportunity to spread our wings and do what we love to do, and that is to create really extraordinary experiences. We call it the Free People Magic. Mod Market was the first of 3 events for 425 people, and it was meant to offer the guests a really exquisite experience in terms of food and beverage offerings. The brewery market is one of North America's longest running farmers markets, so we just wanted it to be what it was because it's such a cool space with great atmosphere, and it doesn't really need a lot to make it look and feel great. And so we came up with the idea of a mod market. We went out and picked 6 of the best chefs from around Nova Scotia and asked them if they would curate signature dishes. We custom designed and built market stalls for them to work out of, and then had cocktails that were created based on the dishes that were being served. We also had vegan and vegetarian options of every single dish. The cocktails came in alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions. Absolutely no one was left out. In fact, everything was given the same weight. We had an oyster bar, we had caviar bumps, we had a champagne wall. We just, kept layering in these little pieces, a harvest table, and then dressed it with all sorts of wrought iron and Edison lights and greenery. So again, not to compete with the space, but give it just a more industrial dressing. The idea around the entertainment for this evening was just to have it happen in the way that it happens at the market every single Saturday morning, right? It's busker style. People just pop up. We had a DJ, we had beatboxer, we had a painter. We wanted it to feel really organic. For the guests, I think they came away from that evening thinking, if this is night 1, I can't wait to see what's next. Party in Moonlit Park was a reception, a sit-down gala dinner, an award ceremony, and dance for 1,200 people. One of the very special places in Halifax is Point Pleasant Park. So we thought we can't take 1,200 people to Point Pleasant Park, so we will recreate Point Pleasant Park inside the Scotiabank Centre, which is a hockey arena. We wanted to completely disguise the space. The inspiration was really finding a 7-meter diameter supermoon. We brought them almost through a forest opening. Slowly, they were able to see the moon. That was basically the first thing they saw. So the cameras were coming out, people were really taken aback with what they were walking into. There were trees and silk greeneries all around the room. They were uplit in blues. The screens that flanked the stage mimicked the park. Thousands of candles. And every chair, every place setting was lined to perfection. I had people who walked in and told me that they cried when they walked into the room. Really, I think what we were trying to do is just give them the best of what we have to offer here. We started off in Rogers Square and we had a DJ, so the first part of the evening started outside. We wanted to keep the energy really high. We had to walk the guests a block. We used some performances, some flowers and butterflies to kind of set the mood for what was to come. And then at the end of the evening, we had Alan Doyle perform and everybody danced their hearts out. They said it's one of the best parties they've ever been to. For me, that's great feedback. Fortified Kitchen Party was one big party for 1,200 people, and it was meant to cap off a week-long experience. We wanted to throw the biggest kitchen party that Halifax has ever seen, and we wanted to do it at Halifax's best-known icon, the top of the city, Citadel Hill. There have been a lot of kitchen parties done in Halifax, but not like this. We built the biggest tent that Citadel Hill has ever seen with 6 custom kitchens, all with their own unique flavor. So a seafood kitchen, an Acadian kitchen, a Halifax street food kitchen. And we created a space where when you flowed from inside to outside, it was really seamless, but you really felt like we were showing you a part of ourselves. We built this round backyard stage, which was surrounded by 100 Adirondack chairs and fire pits. When we chose the entertainment, we wanted to make sure that it was incredibly diverse and also that it showed the best of the Maritimes. We started off with the 78 Highlanders, and we moved to an Indigenous female drumming circle. We had 2 separate backyard acts. And then inside we had Precision Highland dancers and Celtic bands. And then we topped it off with some of the most coveted Halifax dance bands. And let me tell you, people danced. They absolutely loved it. The dance floor was heaving all night long. We had to move tables and chairs out of the way to make more space. It really was the ultimate kitchen party.